I'm the programming director for the Fort Myers Beach International Film Festival. I am super excited to welcome you guys, Elena and Duncan, who are the co-directors and writer, and Duncan's the writer of the feature film A Room Full of Nothing that's streaming September 26th at 5 p.m. So yeah, let's bring these guys on. Hey!
Hey!
How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
That's so funny. I actually, you know what? I started the introduction for you guys, and then I'm like, I am drawing a blank on your last name because we usually talk about that during like the rehearsal phase we just had, and I totally didn't ask that question. So
even though none of us watch hockey.
I know we're talking about hockey, and then barbecue, because you guys are in Texas. So I didn't ask about the most important thing about your full names. And Duncan, I think it's a, how do you pronounce it? It's a Coe.
Coe, yeah, like David Allen Coe, Duncan Coe.
Perfect, cool. That's I didn't want to like guess on that, but I'm guessing now, which is even worse. And Elena, what is your last name?
Weinberg.
Weinberg. All right, those were easy. I'm sorry. I should have asked that. So, guys, tell us a little about yourselves. So you have an absolute fantastic feature film called A Room Full of Nothing, which I know we're really excited to be having at the Fort Myers Beach International Film Festival. But I want to know sort of about you guys. How did you guys get started in the film industry? And yeah, tell us a little bit about you guys.
I mean, we're self-taught filmmakers. I got a degree. My college degree is in acting for theater, and Duncan's is in theater and writing. And after college, we just kind of wanted to start, the whole added like make work for yourself while no one's hiring you kind of thing. So we started making films. Duncan is a perfectionist and would like never show me his scripts. And I was like, what if we just make a bunch of short films? And I mean, this is a really like condensed version of the story, but for a year, we made one short film a month for the entire year. And that was kind of our like, DIY film school.
They work.
Yeah, I mean, they were.
I mean, that's still an accomplishment. 12 short films. Yeah.
Kind of to get Duncan out of his head with like being a perfectionist on his scripts, because I was like, you have a week to write it, then we have like 2 weeks to shoot it, and then we have a week to edit it and then release it. So we just, basically crap, so that just to get our like juices flowing and like figure out how to do it. And that's how we started.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Right out of college, I got burnt out on theater during college, and so I wasn't acting at all. And I went into the corporate world a little bit. I was working for a video game company in Austin. Just got burnt out on that job too, because I wasn't like exercising myself creatively at all. And so I was like, all right, I got to start writing again because I really love writing. So I'd found out about this writing competition, which I don't think is around anymore, but it went for several years, called the Jameson First Shot Competition. And it was run by somebody whose name does not flatter people anymore. It was It was Kevin Spacey's like writing competition. And what they would do is they would pair 3 filmmakers who wrote a short film with an A-list actor, and they would produce it for them. And the idea is that getting people their first shot. And so like, the first year, it was Kevin Spacey. The second year, it was Uma Thurman. The third year, it was like Willem Dafoe. Maggie Gyllenhaal did it. And so these A-list actors were acting in short films of unknown people. And it was free to submit. And I was like, okay, all I got to do is write a 7-page short and submit it. And that's it. I will have accomplished something just finishing. Submitted the first year, nothing happened. But if you got selected as a finalist, part of being a finalist was they wanted to see like your body of work. And I was like, well, I got a ton of me like in commercials as an actor, but I've never directed or produced anything before. So that's,
we had done theater before. So Duncan had taken a play in the New York Fringe Festival and like a bunch of theater stuff, but that's clearly not living on the internet.
Right.
Let's start pumping some stuff out.
Yeah, we weren't Hamilton yet.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's incredible. You guys are doing 12. I mean, basically 12. By the end of the year, 12 short films. Did you guys like put them in festivals, or were they just like?
We played a couple. Vimeo. Yeah, we did. Like a couple friends run like local festivals in Austin, so we like played there and kind of got that experience. But now they're just all up on Vimeo for free under our playlist that's called the 12-month project.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. All right, so there you go, everybody. The 12-month project. That's amazing.
So you guys. so at the end of that year, the competition was running again, and nothing had happened the first year, but we still made all the short films. And I was like, well, it's free to submit. All I got to do is write a 7-page script. And I wrote a script and submitted it, and I sort of forgot about it. And then, like, in March, that was the end of the year, like December. In March, I got an email that was like, hey, you've been selected as one of the 7 finalists from the United States. We want to schedule a phone call with you and Uma Thurman. And I was like, oh, okay. Whoa. This is a little validating. I didn't end up getting it, but at that point I was at least like, oh, this isn't a fruitless endeavor, the creative arts.
Yeah.
That's awesome. To make bigger stuff and trust ourselves a little bit more and stuff like that.
And sort of the onus of just do it. Man, just do it.
No, I mean, what a crazy story. And you guys, I hope you mind me that name. You guys are a married director duo, correct? Yeah, which is amazing. And you guys both co-directed the film. So I'm curious, Duncan, because your performance in the film was amazing, by the way. Really well done. What was it like to co-direct but also be in the film? Like, what was that combination like, especially being?
Well, I wasn't originally planning to be in the movie. As it is, stuff happens, and about a week before we started shooting, the actor who we had booked to play the part, his managers started asking a lot of stuff of us that we just couldn't do. We couldn't deliver on because we didn't have the money.
Yeah, we were too small.
We were too small for
it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And like, he's great. We wish we could have worked with him, but it just didn't work out.
It didn't work out. So 3 days before we started shooting, we'd raised all the money, booked our DP, booked all our crew, locations, everything. We had to let him go, and the only solution was, well, I guess I'm going to step in.
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, I had written it, I was planning on directing it with Elena, and so.
You have a degree in acting.
I have a degree in acting. Yeah. So it's like, I can do it. And,
incredible.
We'd showed the script to, their first reactions were like, okay, so Duncan's going to play this lead character. Who's going to play the other role? And the whole time I was like, no, I want to direct on this one. I don't want to like self-serve by also being the actor.
Right.
But as it turned, over the course of pre-production, it just turned out that way.
Yeah.
I mean, way to pivot. I mean, that's incredible for a feature film. The actor dropping out 3 days, and then, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, it's good that you have that degree, because that otherwise I'd be lost.
Yeah, and then when it came to directing, then we sort of just divided the roles down the center. I knew a lot about sort of how to communicate with our DP on what we wanted it to look like and how to get the shots that we needed. And then Elena's job was to get the emotional performances out of me and Ivy. So we sort of, we would set the scene up with the DP. You would make sure that we got the shot.
I would say a lot of things like, I want it to feel like this. It should be shot on whatever you guys think.
Right.
I'd be like, I don't know, maybe an 85. This feels like an 85. And I'd be like, I don't know what that word means. But
yeah, that's what Kevin Smith said that. He's like, I have no idea what lenses types are. I just shoot it. I mean, Duncan, your performance is great, and the film is, like I said, is beautiful film. I do want to actually show, for those who haven't seen it, a clip of Duncan's performance, and also the film itself, A Room Full of Nothing. So let's take a look.
Hey, whoa, what's up?
I can't get my shoe off.
Okay, this shoe?
Yes, this shoe, Barry, yes, this shoe.
All right. Hey, you don't have to cry about a shoe.
I can't cry.
No, yes, you can. But don't cry here. This is a terrible place to cry.
Wow. So, such a unique story. Can you tell us a little bit about, for those who maybe haven't heard of the film yet, about the story?
Yeah, it's about a 30-something couple, fancy that, living in Australia. They both kind of have a no good, very bad day with their respective art forms. He's an actor, she's an artist, and they kind of jokingly manifest to the moon and ask for everyone to disappear, and then they wake up the next day and they're the last 2 people left on Earth.
Yeah.
Wow. So sorry, go ahead.
No, by all means.
What is? I mean, where did that story come from? Like, what inspired you guys to write this?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get at. But
Okay.
we had just come off making all those shorts, and we had done 2 seasons of a web series that we were pretty proud of. And 10-minute episodes. That's like 100 minutes for a web series. And we were like, that's a movie.
Oh my God, Ivy.
What?
Ivy's watching the interview right now, and she just commented her daughter Isla just said, "What's happening to your shoe, Mom?"
Oh wow! And so there's also I'm seeing I'm sorry. Now I'm reading this comment. Someone's watching hockey and watching this. My kids are asking if Elena and Duncan are the mommy and daddy, and if Kyle is the prince. What?
I'm gonna say yes.
And then somebody wrote the answer is yes, and then okay. What?
Anyway, yeah, we made the movie. We had made 2 seasons of a web series. We sort of we did it like a feature. We kind of shot location based versus like episode based, and so we were like, we're ready to make our first feature, I guess.
Yeah, and we knew going into it we didn't have any money for one, and so we needed to make a movie for as cheaply as possible. And so as I was writing or coming up with an idea for a script to shoot, we sort of landed on, well, let's do it with as few actors as possible. Well, how fewer actors can you get than Last Man on Earth story? So at first it was like just living in a world with nobody else, but then it got pretty boring pretty quick.
I was like, can you just have one person to talk to?
One person.
Like, just one.
And so then it was like, okay, so it's this couple, and then it was like, well, what kind of couple would be interesting? Like we see like the survival story or whatever it is of like, some ex-military guy, but what about a couple artists living in the apocalypse by themselves? And what does that look like? And so we just rolled with it then.
Yeah. A lot of it is like pulled directly from the worst fights we've ever had, and also like the best moments we've ever had together as a couple. And specifically like the review that once you guys see it at the festival, the review that Barry gets in the paper is like an actual shitty review Duncan got as an actor in college.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Just terrible to students. Wait. You write for a professional publication. You're going to a college performance where these kids are literally putting themselves out there to learn the craft of acting, and you're going to rip them in a review like that.
Oh no.
And it happened. I've got it. I keep that review bookmarked on my browser because I like to go back to it and read it sometimes and just be like, don't listen to any of the noise.
I thought you were about to tell me it was framed, like because you were like looking up. I'm like, you guys had framed in your house? What?
Maybe
How did that motivation though?
I should do like an anniversary or something.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, let's figure out how few people we can make a movie with, and then we just like didn't think about like, oh cool, that means like we literally do have to hold for every airplane because airplanes wouldn't be flying, and like we have to figure out like where to shoot so it's super contained, because we can't just like ask people for background waivers if they're like in the background of our shot, because there aren't any other people in this world. So it kind of created this whole stuff we didn't think about before. Yeah.
So what was first off, to complete a feature film is an absolute accomplishment. You guys obviously should be really proud about that. And I'm going to ask a lot of questions about that in a moment. But you guys mentioned a couple of some challenges on the set, but what was like the biggest challenge other than the actor who bailed 3 days before it? Was there any other like big sort of like, oh man, this is a tough moment?
We started shooting at the end of January, beginning of February, and one day a year, every year in Texas, one day it freezes over. And I just happened to be the first day that we decided to shoot.
It was our second day.
Oh, second day.
What are the odds?
So we had to delay the shoot for 4 hours, so everyone's driveways melted.
And what was supposed to be like a hot summer day, it was like barely over 32 degrees.
And it was the only day we had a SAG actor on set, so we were like really trying to make our day. And
man,
it was a rough one. We ended up adding days at the end of the people who own the house that we shot Barry and Phyllis's house at is actually some friends of Ivy's husband. Ivy's husband works with Barry, the guy who owned the house's name is Barry, and Duncan's character's name is Barry. Felt very kismet. But we
were shooting at the house extra.
Yeah, we shot at the house for 2 extra days because of that, and also because our schedule was like a little bit too ambitious. But they were very nice and let us come back for 2 days at the end of the shoot.
Wow.
That stuff.
So the Ivy that's in your movie, is she the one commenting on this that I'm reading right now? Is that okay? Hey, your performance was fantastic, by the way. She could have came on. We could have bought her on. I'm making that connection right now. I'm like, oh, this is the same Ivy that's in the film. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation.
Yeah.
What's that? You cut off there.
Her shoe, like that.
That was her shoe.
Oh, okay. Now this totally makes sense. Okay. I was like really confused about all of this until right now. So I was like, it's your shoe. I was like, is your shoe gone? I was like, I don't know if you're in the. Oh, sorry, pieces are coming together now.
It's all come together.
So, how long did the whole shoot take you guys from start to finish?
We scheduled 15 days, shot 17 in principle, and then we did during the summer. Duncan edited the movie as well. He put together, I don't know, maybe our 3rd or 4th cut. And we did a screening with the Austin Film Society for like a work in progress feature, got a bunch of notes from that, and then did some pickup shots around that time for about a week. But it was like one of those like run and gun, like for a couple hours each day when all of us could fit it in, like definitely not like 5 full days of shooting again.
Gotcha.
And finished the movie up a few months after that. But yeah.
Wow.
We say 17 days.
17 days of shooting and like 8 months of that.
Yeah. That's a quick turnaround time for, especially a feature film that has all these challenges that you guys kind of brought up. So film's done, film's out. What are you guys most proud about with this film? Sorry, deep question. Okay.
Yeah, getting it done. It was kind of an exercise in getting it done, and we were going to finish it no matter what. But as is with any creative endeavor, there's a lot of times where you're just beating your head against the desk, like, why did I choose this life?
Yeah.
Which is like the kind of question you ask in this.
Yeah. Which is actually interesting. Is one of the questions that I've been asking a lot of people. Right, you guys have been filmmakers for some time. Is if you could give your younger filmmaker self some advice other than run, because that seems to be the constant, what would it be? What would that younger filmmaker advice be?
I would tell myself to go to business school instead of acting school.
Okay.
And
elaborate on that. Why is that?
Although my degree is in acting, I'm primarily a producer and like AD now and direct our stuff. And I find myself on like the business end of a lot of stuff that I had to just figure out as we went. And as a lot of, I'm very, what is it? Left-brained? Like type A. I'm very type A. And so like I'm into like organizing and spreadsheets and figuring that kind of stuff out. And it's really nice to like, we complement each other in that way, where Duncan is a little bit more of the creative brain than I am, and very lucky to have each other and complement each other in that way. But I wish that I had some like better, more practical knowledge, like going into starting a film company. Like, I don't know, I LLC'd a production company when I was 21 and didn't know what I was doing, but I did it. And I don't know, maybe the school would have helped with that. Maybe it wouldn't have, but I think I definitely could have taken acting classes on the side and gotten a better. Although I loved the program, but
yeah. Duncan, what about you?
I think it probably. I got two pieces of advice for my younger self or a younger filmmaker. One, don't be afraid to embarrass yourself. For a long time, I was always like worried of making a fool of myself, but ultimately those feelings of dread and embarrassment are fleeting, and getting a thing done is more rewarding than not, for fear of embarrassment. So there's that one. What?
You said that and I was like, I should probably write on my script tonight. I keep just putting it off.
That's funny. Well,
It's like a moment right now.
I'm writing a script. I'm writing my first feature right now, and I don't want to, but I want to make it, and I just thank you for the
All right,
advice.
so Duncan, what advice would you give Elena?
I think also just go out, get some life experience. Get your heart broken. Do the thing that maybe like the embarrassment thing that's a little uncomfortable, that has risk, because whatever that cliche is, without risk, there's no reward or whatever. But go do some shit. Don't be boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Stories come from boring people.
Yeah.
Don't be boring.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on a mug. I'm gonna send it to you guys, because that needs to be a quote on a mug. And I gotta talk to the executive director, and if she's watching, don't fire me. But I think that "Don't be boring" needs to be our hashtag for this festival this year.
It's like hashtag FBMFIFF, whatever it is.
Don't
Hashtag.
be boring. It was either that or hashtag Bummerland. One of the two we were gonna go with. So,
Spoiler alert! I am speaking of my Type A personality. I usually make my creative team, and by creative team I mean Duncan and Ivy and our she's one of our Turtle Dove core members. She also did costumes and hair and makeup and played a small part in the movie, Danielle. Every time since this virtual festival thing has become a thing, I've been making them spreadsheets of the schedules of all these festivals so that we can watch all the films together and live tweet all the movies together. So you might see "Don't Be Boring" on a lot of.
let's go. Yeah, don't be boring. That is the. Now watch that tank this festival. That would really be a bummer, wouldn't it? It was just that's the boring festival.
Right.
So where?
Synonymous with boring. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
So where can we see some future work for those who are watching? Where can we learn more about you guys? You guys have Instagrams. You guys have websites. Where can we stay connected with you guys?
So many places. The movie is aroomfulofnothingmovie.com, and then that has the links to all of our social medias. All of the movie social media handles are the acronym A Room Full of Nothing, ARFON movie, Arfon movie. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We both also have personal websites, ElenaWeinberg.com, DuncanCoe.com.
Yep.
I'm Elena is rad on most social media except Twitter. I'm Elena Weinberg.
Elena is rad. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm Duncan Coe everywhere. Just Duncan Coe.
Just straight up.
Don't tweet at me though, because we'll probably end up getting into an argument about politics.
I mean, he's not like a 13-year-old teenager. So Duncan finds himself in the Twitter arguments a lot. It's fine.
It's all right. I'm really on social media. I mean, obviously right now with the festival coming up, and but now I'm just gonna every day I'm just gonna tweet at you hashtag don't be boring. That's what I'm gonna say. Ivy wrote hashtag fat home, and I want to know more about what that means.
So
I feel like there's an inside joke, and I want to know about it.
But we can break it wide open for the audience.
Okay. All right.
You do.
Oh,
you just
It's allowed. Ivy just opened up a can of worms.
I think it was the first virtual festival we played, maybe, was Hill Country Film Festival based out of Fredericksburg, Texas, which is one of those festivals like Fort Myers that everyone is like, oh, it's such a good time. You're so lucky to be playing it because you're going to have the best time there. And then we didn't get to go to it, but we all, but we had our hashtag when we were live tweeting. The four of us watched movies together, and we were live tweeting throughout them with each other to get hype for our film, but also the other films playing the festival. And we were hashtagging all of our tweets. So it's Hill Country Film Festival. So we were hashtagging them HCFF at home.
Oh, right.
But HCFF was all capitals, and then at home was lowercase. And it took until after the festival for Ivy to be like, so what's fat home?
Oh man.
And we were like,
that
HCFF at home. She was like, I thought we were tweeting fat home the whole time.
that's That's a good one. That is, I mean, it's unfortunate for that film festival, but that is a good one.
Good morning.
Oh man. Well, guys, listen. Thank you so much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure chatting with you guys. I'm really excited to show your film September 26th, 5 p.m. And obviously, guys, it's been great. We're looking forward to staying connected with you guys. I think one of the biggest challenges about COVID-19 is us as a film festival. Our goal is to bring everybody closer together as possible. So please stay in touch, stay connected. It's a pretty obviously a network out there of people, creative people like yourselves, and it's great that we can bring this sort of home, I guess you can say, fat home. But yeah, so
At home.
yeah, hashtag that home. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure, and we're looking forward to playing your film.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
Awesome. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching. What a great, fantastic interview with those two. Again, their film plays September 26th at 5 p.m. You can visit fnbfilmfest.com for more information about that. Guys, my name is Kyle B. Thompson. I'm on Instagram. Feel free to give me a follow, say hello. Stay connected. I'm excited to get to know everybody virtually for now. Until then,